What's up everyone, Filip and Brendan here from IGN, and today we're back with week 4. Wait, let me do that again, I held up 3 fingers. Week 4. With week 4 of our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate blog updates. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. The first character that was shown off this week was Marth from Fire Emblem. And the biggest thing that I noticed with him was that he is now actually dubbed in English outside of Japan. So you can actually hear his English voice.
His Japanese voice better.
Let's dance!
Yeah, I do too personally, but it's still cool that they give us the option. That,
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, it'd be nice if you can just choose, like, choose your character, like, I want to choose the Japanese Marth, not the English Marth.
Maybe you can change it in the settings.
But he also has a lot more mechanical changes that I've noticed. I'm not the best Marth player, but I did notice, obviously, his dancing blade is a lot faster, so it's kind of harder to get out of. I think there was a lot of time in between his attacks you could escape from. Not so much anymore, though his final, I think it's like the 5th move, only does like 3 jabs instead of 5. So it's a little bit more dialed back a bit. Still very good move. Also his shield breaker, his giant stab, which is very awesome, can now be angled up or down, or straight on. He's also got a little bit better animations. For Marth, he's very technical that his edge of his sword deals the most damage, so you kind of want that range against a fighter. And before, you had to be very precise of where you did your attacks to get the best damage. But I noticed the sweet spot for that tip is now a little more generous than it was in previous versions. So
nice, okay.
He's a little bit easier to get into, I think, for new players.
Very cool, because I was terrible with Marth before.
Still terrible with Marth.
I am not a precise player whatsoever, so it's nice to hear that they made it just a little bit more, easier for newer players to play as Marth. But the next character that was shown off, and it's a favorite here at IGN, was Kirby.
Kirby!
Yeah,
Koyo.
Kirby. And one of the biggest changes that I noticed with Kirby is that he can now inhale items, and then he can choose to either spit it out as a star, or he can just heal himself with it.
So you can now suck in like a fully charged shot from Samus.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
And then spit it out as a charged shot,
He
right?
got a lot of buffs, and I'm really happy because I love Kirby. He's still very floaty. He can get knocked away and come back like it's no big deal. He's a little bit faster in the air. I noticed a lot, like I use the hammer a lot, and in the demo, I noticed like being able to jump with the hammer was a lot more faster and vicious. The hammer actually does a lot more damage too. I was able to get knocked back a lot farther than I would in previous games. His inhale as an ability to suck people up is now a lot faster. Usually there's that big startup where he goes up to inhale and then he stops, and there's like a lot of lag between that.
Right.
Not so in Ultimate.
Okay.
It's very quick. Though when he does copy an ability, he does a little pose really quickly.
Okay.
But it can be canceled, so you can just immediately go into an attack after that, which is nice. It's like a little more like flavory. Plus his up taunt for when you kind of get rid of your copy ability, it's a lot shorter.
Oh, cool.
It used to be a lot more like pronounced like a dance. Now it's just the end of the dance. So you can just go right back into the game after like, oh, I have to show this ability and wait. Hopefully don't get attacked. But now, yeah, it's a lot faster. A lot of his moves are a lot faster, and I really like it. The forward dash too, when he turns into a fireball, it takes a lot less time to get into that dash move, and it does more knockback too.
I'm noticing a pattern here that a lot of the character moves are a little bit faster than they were previously in Smash 4.
Definitely a trend.
Yeah.
And his stone ability, where he turns into a rock and falls from the sky, now has a new graphic returned to the chest from Breath of the Wild, and I like that.
Very cool. Nice. So a new song was shown off this week as well, and it was the Mega Man 4 medley, which is very cool.
Along with Mega Man himself and a new character trailer.
Yes.
But yeah, so that remix was done by Jun Sonoe. I'm gonna get that name wrong. He's a composer who does a lot of Sega work, notably the Sonic franchise. He also has his own band, Crush 40, and he's a lead guitarist and composer. So yeah, it's a really good mix. And the Mega Man trailer itself had a new kind of version of Woodman's theme.
Okay.
Very rock-heavy version.
Very
I liked
cool.
it. Do you play Mega Man at all?
Not so much, but I did notice that his leaf shield is now a little bit faster as well, and the particles don't disappear when they hit other characters.
That was the big
really
thing
cool.
that people complained about earlier, whereas that the shield was great until it touched someone, and then it was just like, okay, now I make another one. It also moves a lot faster across the screen. We have a really good player in the office, Alexio, and I'm dreading fighting him.
Oh, does he play as Mega Man?
Yes. He's a very technical character, more so than others to get into. Like, his very directional attacks. So if you miss those directions, you're gonna have a hard time with him. Luckily, his forward smash, he has like a charge beam, which is very unconventional smash attack, and now has a lot more range to it than it did previously, which is good to see.
Yeah, and I noticed too that his final smash has Proto Man and Bass in it too.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. I like that there's these updates to these final smashes.
Little tweaks. It's
yeah,
nice.
Little tweaks, but very noticeable too. And a new Pokemon was shown off, a new item Pokemon, and it was Alolan Raichu, which
From Sun and Moon.
Yeah, from Sun and Moon. He surfs around on his little tail, which is cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like how there's a new Alolan Vulpix, there's the ice attacks. Alolan Raichu is an electric psychic type, which means he can fly around on his tail like a surfboard, which he will, all across the stage. We actually have footage from one of the Smash, the Nintendo Treehouse Live events, where he comes out and he kind of surfs around, but he also has like jumping attacks too. And since he can go everywhere, nowhere is safe from Raichu.
No.
Luckily, he doesn't really like go after people, but he does like, he's not aggressive per se, but he does cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's very easy to get hit by him if you're not careful. So it's very smart to just kind of stay out of the way, jump around.
Watch for the jump attacks.
Yeah, just stay away from Raichu if you ever see him pop out. And the last character that was shown off this week was Pitts.
The Kid Icarus himself.
Yes, he has returned. And you know, Pitts usually been a pretty well-balanced character, a great character to start out as if you're new to the Smash Brothers series. But what changes did you notice for him in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate?
Besides being a good mix of ranged and close combat, I noticed that in previous iterations, his main bow attack, the Palutena's bow, which you can angle once you shoot it, was kind of slow. This has been a lot sped up. I noticed it travels greater distance a lot faster now. He also kind of has some subtle changes to some of his moves. His dash attack, I noticed there's like a little more range to it, where before it was kind of like a short move, and now it has a longer reach to it, which is nice.
Nice.
He has a new Final Smash.
Yeah.
He had the Sacred Treasures first that kind of like shot arrows everywhere, which is kind of hard to get people sometimes. So I guess they've kind of changed to it. It's actually a spin-off of the Dragoon item. We had to collect the 3 Kirby's Ride pieces to be able to like dive into someone. Now he can do that too, only he dives from the front, not the back, and you just kind of manually target someone on the screen. So it's a hit or miss kind of deal. I don't know. I don't think it was automatic. I think it's manually. You had to find the person.
Yeah, I think so too. It's the Chariot from Uprising, right? Yeah, which is.
There's
really
a lot of
cool.
little Uprising tweaks. There's one really funny one that I noticed in one of the streams I watched. When you get knocked off the stage and up, and you go like fall into the distance. He usually like you scream out in terror as he like flies off into the sunset. Now there's a chance he actually has a piece of dialogue from Uprising where he's like, "I never learned how to read."
It's hilarious, and he's got pretty good recovery too. So, like I said, overall a well-balanced character, and definitely check him out if you're new to the Smash Brothers series. But those are all the updates that we have for you this week from the Super Smash Brothers blog, and we'll definitely be back next week, as we will be
next
back
week, and next week,
every
and
week
maybe even
after
next
that.
week.
Yes, and thank you to those who sent us food from last week, kept us alive. We haven't moved from these seats.
They gave us new clothes though.
Yes, we did change. Luckily, we did have time to shower as well, so good news all around. But for everything else, Super Smash Brothers and Nintendo Switch, keep it here on IGN.